Hello again. So today I want to talk about what I've been doing in the last week and the break I've had from chelation, and some of the things that I've been trying to see if it makes any difference. Just a little update for you in myself. I feel this week I've been much better. I would say I was about 50% of the way there to being completely free of depersonalization. So compared to what I was like maybe like even a month ago, I was probably only like 10% of the way there. So it's a massive improvement. Like it's strange because I'm having like, it feels just basically like you don't think about it, because I've always wondered what it's like to be recovered and like not feel spaced out all the time, and it's kind of like nothing, like it's not, you don't feel anything like that you notice, you just don't feel depersonalized, if that makes sense. And like I was having days like in the last week where I went like almost the whole day without thinking about being like having the derealization and stuff. Like I was able to get on with my whole day. Like I went to university for the day. Normally that's like a big trigger for it, but I was like totally engaged in the class and didn't feel too bad. Like, don't get me wrong, there was still instances of it this week, but it was nowhere near what it was like even a few months ago or even a few weeks ago. So I've done a thiol exclusion test this week. So basically thiols are food that have a sulfur compound, and they basically move mercury around the body. So they're like a magnet to the mercury, and if you eat a lot of thiols, it could like circulate around your body, make you feel worse. And thiols are in things like cheese, eggs, cabbage, broccoli, dairy products like milk, beans, peanuts, peas. There is a big list of it in the mercury detoxification manual, which I've got. It's not in a lot of things, but it is like mainly just cheese is something that I do tend to eat a lot of. Dairy isn't too bad because I do drink like almond milk, but then I found that even in almond milk there was like a like an element of pea or bean something in it. It was beans, and I couldn't have that, so I was just having like water with porridge in the morning rather than like milk, which is fine. Probably the main thing I was struggling with was not having mayonnaise, because I have mayonnaise with everything, so I didn't have any of that. So I'd done the exclusion test. You're supposed to do it for a minimum of 4 days. I did it for 6 days, Monday till yesterday. So it's probably also why I was feeling better, because I don't know if I mentioned on the last video, but on Sunday night last week, after the whole of the week had finished and I'd done the round, I had like a big thiol meal. I had like a wrap with garlic and onion, was like there's a big thiol as well, and it had cabbage in it as well, and like garlic sauce, cheese. So I had a big dose of it, and I felt like crappy the next day. The depersonalization wasn't too severe, but I just did feel really foggy, like just like a veil over my like brain and my eyes. So I decided that I would do it this week. So this week I rated my days out of 10. So 10 is feeling like the best I could ever feel. 1 is like completely suicidal, like wanting to die. So I rated my days. Monday was 7.5, Tuesday 6.5, Wednesday 7.5, Thursday 7.5, Friday 7. Yesterday was also 7. So I felt really quite good. Like I say, I wasn't really struggling with my mental health as much, and I remember saying to myself, if I felt like this for the rest of my life, I would probably be able to be alright with it. So it wasn't too bad overall, and I was thinking like it's actually easy when you know how to like get better. Like I had so much confidence in it. I was like, well, it's actually not as bad. Like, so I used to think when I had the depersonalization, I used to think all the time, I can't believe I'm in this body for my life. Like I can't be in this same body the whole of my life. But then once I didn't feel it, I was thinking, you know, actually I feel totally different about it now. Like I'm fine with being in this body. So you are like the thoughts that you have when you're depersonalised aren't the thoughts that you still have when you're not, I believe. And then I was also thinking like it's like you kind of forget how bad you feel when you're depersonalised when you feel better. Like you think actually, I was thinking last week, you know, like it wasn't that bad. But then I've remembered it is actually quite bad. And also you do think like it's your brain has a good way of forgetting bad experiences, I think, because the whole thing for me has been quite traumatizing, but when I've been feeling better I've been thinking actually it wasn't that like severe, if that makes sense. So anyway, didn't eat thiols for 6 days. Like it was really hard because the thiols are in a lot of things that I didn't even notice, because I've done this exclusion test before and I didn't notice any difference, but then I realised actually I was probably still eating thiols, like I say, the almond milk, and I was eating like some bread has got it in, like yeast extract, biscuits and stuff. Like I was probably still eating a little bit of thiols, so I just totally cut it out. Then yesterday I thought, right, I'm gonna have like a big meal with thiols in it, and chocolate is a thiol as well. So I didn't have any chocolate, and yesterday I had a wrap with garlic sauce, cheese, onion, cabbage, and then after that I had like a bar of chocolate thing. And I'll admit, like once I had it I was thinking, oh, like I was ready for something bad to happen. Like I said to my partner, I was like, right, I'm gonna eat some thiols, so if my head spins around and I'm like purging, it's just the thiols. Because I was pretty sure that I was sensitive, because by this point I was starting to feel actually quite alright in myself, and I thought, you know, is it the thiols or is it because, you know, the chelation's kind of starting to work, or bear in mind it hadn't done around this week, or the supplements I've been taking. Like I haven't long been taking molybdenum, and I hadn't been, molybdenum, and I hadn't long been taking the glutamine and glycine combo and the new B12 that I'm on, so I thought maybe that was helping a lot as well. So I had this meal and it was kind of like the same feeling as when I had my first tablet of DMSA. So I was like sitting thinking, you know, I can't tell when I'm feeling depersonalised if it's anxiety from waiting for something to happen or genuinely something is happening. So anyway, you actually expect to feel a lot better once you have your first thiol meal if you're sensitive, and then feel worse gradually after that. So I thought, well, you know what, like I might not feel as bad, I might start feeling a bit better, because that's generally what happens. So I had that. Nothing really happened. Like I was feeling a bit anxious and feeling a bit like adrenaline was coming, but it wasn't like too bad. And then today I woke up and I'm like, today I feel not very good. Like I would say I feel about 5.5 today. Like I think I went back to like 30% recovered today. Feeling quite spaced out today. Like it's not really severe, but I can definitely tell like something's going on. So I'm going to conclude that I'm probably sensitive to thiols, and I'm probably going to have to try and avoid them the best I can whilst I'm chelating and whilst I'm still mercury toxic, which is fine. Like, yeah, I might still have the odd bit of like grated cheese sprinkled on something, or I've stopped eating eggs anyway, but you know, I might be able to have like, I don't know, a little thin bit of mayo on a sandwich or something. But I'm thinking, you know, like if I'm feeling that much better just off not eating a few things, like I'm sure I can cope with not eating them. So that's that done. Like, I'm glad I've done that challenge. So today I haven't eaten any thiols again, and I'm just gonna like generally avoid them. If I do eat one or two, like some things that have thiols in it, then so be it, but at least I know now like what's going on, and I feel like a lot more tired today, a lot more run down, like kind of just lethargic and foggy, bit more anxious as well actually. So I'm going to say that it is like with the thiols. Some other things I've been doing this week as well that might have contributed to my feeling better. So the funny thing is, I read about tap water having like all sorts of chemicals in it and stuff like that, like fluoride and chlorine and, you know, like heavy metals possibility. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to start to buy bottled water, and I'm going to drink bottled water instead of tap water. So I think it's been about 3 months, if not longer even, that I've been drinking water out of the bottle. Been just buying like Asda big packs of water, or like a large bottle of like Evian on Smart Water and stuff like that. So here's me thinking, oh, like I've got the like natural water, like that's eliminated another thing that's probably impairing my detox pathways. Then I read about a chemical that they put in bottled water called BPA, which is basically another toxin that influences your estrogen production. So if you're already estrogen dominant, which I am, it influences it even more. So it acts like sort of a substitute for estrogen, and I don't know exactly how it works, but it's just not good for you. BPA is like, it's in most bottles of water. You're not actually supposed to reuse bottles, and that's why they say that you shouldn't leave a bottle of water in your car and drink it after a few days if it's been in the sun, because obviously the plastic's been like sort of melting a little bit into the water. So anyway, I've been drinking bottled water for all them months, and I thought, oh no, like another thing. So I went out and got myself a thermos like bottle, plastic bottle, and it's BPA free. So I've been drinking out of that for the last week. So that's another thing eliminated. And also I've been reading up about like parabens and stuff in hygiene products. So I've bought a lot of things that don't have parabens in. You know, like aluminium free deodorant. I've got Dr. Organic deodorant now. I've got fluoride free toothpaste, paraben free like organic shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and I need to do some research into like makeup that is more organic and stuff like that, because I just use like, it's not like cheapy stuff, but it's definitely not like chemical free. It's obviously got chemicals in. So that was another thing. And also I've been trying to limit my EMF exposure, which is electromagnetic frequency. I thought I could say that without stuttering. It's basically, it comes from all your devices like smartphones, laptops, TVs, gaming consoles, like handheld consoles, anything electric really. And especially if it connects to like a Wi-Fi or it has like a mobile signal. So people who are mercury toxic, basically they become like antennas where there's metal in your body and it's being vibrated by EMF. So you kind of have more symptoms as well when you're around a lot of electromagnetic frequencies. So I decided the start of this week, I turned off my Wi-Fi before I went to bed because that was just on all the time. Unplugged my smart meter. Smart meters emit a lot of frequencies as well, so I've unplugged that. I don't need to see my balance constantly, I'll just switch it on when I need to. I went out and bought these stickers, and I don't know if this is like a gimmick thing, and I don't know if these are genuinely going to help, but I thought, you know, there's no harm in it. It's on the back of my phone there, it's a negative ion sticker, and you could probably educate me on this whether or not it's any good, but I figured, you know what, it's better than like not having it on. Basically it like negates the the frequency that comes off the phone, supposedly. And I bought myself like a rubber silicone maybe case that is like gonna repel the frequency too. And I've stuck them stickers on. I've got a Nintendo Switch handheld one, I've stuck stickers on there, my laptop, my TV, my microwave and stuff like that. I also bought this bracelet, which is apparently a negative ion like stones or crystals or whatever, but that's supposedly gonna protect me from, it's basically gonna put all the charge into this bracelet and negate it. So I thought, it was like £5 off Amazon, I thought I'll get that as well. I used to sleep when I was younger with my phone on charge under my pillow, with connected to the Wi-Fi, just under my pillow all night for years, because I used to watch YouTube videos before I went to sleep, and I would just fall asleep with the phone in my hand or like under it. My mum used to say like, turn that off and put it away from you, and I'll be like, no, it's fine. But now I totally understand, like that's horrendous, sleeping like that all the time. So I put my phone on flight mode when I went to bed, put it on charge, and I've just put it like on the other side of the room, so it's not like directly near us. And I've also put on a blue light filter as well on my phone. So these little things, surely you've got to add up for something, like. And now I realise it's funny, because I used to think that I was healthy, and I was like doing everything I could to not be that way, and not be anxious or spaced out or depersonalised or tired, you know, or sick. And I used to think like, I'm doing all these things, why aren't I getting better? And it's like, I had no idea, like I was totally barking up the wrong tree. Like I say, with the bottled water, and I would like eat, I for so many months and years, I used to drink Volvic sugar-free water, which was like a strawberry flavour, and that's got, I think, aspartame in it, and that's like such a chemical like thing that's basically toxic for the body. And I thought I was being healthy because, you know, sugar-free, I'm not drinking fizzy pop. I would have probably been better off drinking like a litre of Coca-Cola every day. Plus it's coming out the bottle, like I just thought I was being healthy. You know, there's just so many things that I didn't know and I had no idea about, and I'm educating myself on them now, and that's why I want to share it with you as well, to increase your chances of getting better, because like it's such a amazing feeling to finally be like, right, I've pinned all this down now, and I know what I'm going to do, and I know what I need to do. Even things like my bedding is like mattresses and quilts are like laced with flame retardant chemicals which like off gas, especially newer mattresses and the memory foam ones. And so I've ordered like organic pillowcases and a bed sheet. Like I'm not going to go out and get an organic mattress because they cost like £1,000, and I'm not going to like some of the things I can't control, like I'm going to have to be exposed to chemicals and stuff. But if I find that if I limit the exposure, then surely it's got to do something. And I'll explain in another video. This is all centered around methylation and detox, and clearly I'm not very good at that naturally, because I've probably mentioned this before, I have a SNP in my COMT and MTHFR. So basically my detox pathways and my DNA makes it so that I can't naturally detox really, and toxins are stored in my body rather than excreted. It's nothing like that's been building up, it's just the way I was born. So any toxins that I come in contact with are going to be more prominent to be stored and affect me than other people. I mean, other people have got things worse, like they've got worse variations of this, but I'll bet that probably most people who experience depersonalization have an issue with their detox pathways. Like I'd love to know the research. Like it frustrates me as well, because I think that a lot of depersonalization most likely didn't exist all these years ago because there was a lot less toxins about, you know, EMF didn't exist as much, like there wasn't all these 5G things and like parabens and pesticides being added into food. People would just eat organic and they would just grow their own vegetables. You know, there wasn't any like Wi-Fi. And I'm not saying all depersonalization comes from like toxins, but stress on the body is an inflammation. Whether the stress comes from toxins, you know, psychological problems, trauma, it's all influencing the body's ability to detox and methylate. And I'll go into that in another video, but it makes so much sense to me now. And that's why I believe that depersonalization is just labelled as anxiety disorder. Like I've said, there's depersonalization disorder. I don't even think that's a real thing. I think that's a symptom of other things like I've mentioned. But because there hasn't been enough research on it, people assume, you know, psychologists assume that because you're anxious when you're depersonalized, it's because you've got anxiety. And yes, there is times where I'm anxious and I feel depersonalized. That is a normal response. But feeling depersonalization constantly 24/7 isn't a normal response. When there's nothing going on that makes me anxious, like my life is okay. So that's why I've like started to look inside of myself in alternative ways, which I'm so shocked that seem to be working. So yeah, I just think that there's not enough research on depersonalization. Like if I had the funds, I would love to just grab like a group of people who experience it continuously and test them for different things, like the genetic mutations, amino acids, the heavy metal status, you know, the status of like toxins, the vitamins and minerals, like all these things, the adrenal glands, like cortisol, because people are thinking, you know, is there a test for neurotransmitters that I can take? Like they are affected by these other things. So once you sort this out, then this will start to work again. So yeah, that's my little rant there. I'm going to make another video as well about methylation and DNA mutations. I'm going to show you my results as well and explain what it means. There's a lot of connection between a COMT mutation and the use of cannabis not working, basically. I'm going to go into that in another video. So basically why most people who smoke cannabis have become depersonalized, or should I say most people who've become depersonalized off cannabis, the reason why that's happened. And it's all to do with your detox pathways, your DNA, your methylation process. So yeah, that should be an interesting video. So thank you for watching. Tomorrow I'm going to start round 3 of DMSA, and as usual I'll update you on the Sunday about how that is. I've got till December the 21st to start ELA, which is like the main chelator that'll pull the mercury from my brain. I can't start that till 3 months after the fill-in removal, which was September 21st. So I've got 21st of December, although I might not start till New Year because I don't want to start it and have any negative effects over Christmas and New Year. So I'll probably start it like 2nd of January. So yeah, I hope this has helped, and if you've got any questions, just leave them down below. Thanks for watching.